Electoral amendments were pushed through Parliament using the ruling ZANU-PF's majority. But after successive contested elections, questions are being raised about whether these provisions will put an end to disputed polls in the country. The bill abolishes the special vote for security services and election workers that marred the 2013 vote, but it retains the postal vote, where in the past officers were required to cast their ballots in the barracks and in front of their superiors, a provision previously criticized by observers.
They've just reproduced the provisions of the Presidential Powers Temporal Measures Act, the ones that were used to run the last elections. The voting arrangement where you use a voter slip. If your name is not in the voters' roll, you just produce a slip. That's what was part of the electoral irregularities in the last election. They are still retaining it, and you wonder for what reason.
Zimbabwe's opposition, which is challenging the 2013 results, has still not been given access to the updated electronic voters' roll.
We need the electoral voters' roll to be managed by an independent electoral commission, which is genuinely independent, as opposed to the case where the Registrar General is in charge. We want people in the diaspora, Zimbabweans, to be able to vote. Clearly, the bill does not provide for that.
But government says it was forced to push through this legislation after the Emergency Act expired in December and to avoid a constitutional crisis. It says the framework is preliminary and subject to public input.
With the new constitution and its emphasis on the Bill of Rights, emphasis on good governance and democracy, I'm certain that there will be numerous issues that the public will throw up for discussion in terms of enhancing the framework.
And whether citizens living abroad will be able to vote, Chasi says it's up to the Electoral Commission.
The Constitution is clear on who can vote, and I think ZEC, in coming up with a framework, will be conscious of that fact.
The Electoral Act is now just a presidential signature away from becoming law. But with general elections still 4 years away, observers believe if no changes are made, citizens will still be able to follow the lead of South Africans and contest the disputed provisions in the Constitutional Court. Shingai Nyoka, SABC News, Harare, Zimbabwe.